journey's just begun. We're on our way. Pokemon expedition, rising high with no hesitation. Together we'll stand with courage in our hands. The future's ours today. Whoa, yeah, we're on our way.
Morning comes in Cinnabar Island's Pokemon Center, and after a quick breakfast, Malik and Jett strap on their bags and head out. Malik reluctantly thanks Jett for helping him reach the gym, and Jett says it's no problem. Malik exclaims it's time to face Blaine. Jett tells Malik he hopes he's prepared since Blaine likes riddles. Malik stops walking. What? Jett smirks, stating, you'll see. When they eventually reach Blaine's gym, they find the front door boarded up with thick steel plates. A drone flies in. The Rotom drone welcomes the challengers, telling them Blaine is not here and they'll need to compete in his quiz. A hologram of Blaine appears. If you want my badge, you must follow the riddles. Each answer will pull you closer to where the fire burns brightest. Find me if you can. Malik is annoyed. A scavenger hunt? I just wanted to battle. The Rotom drone hovers higher. This is now a live broadcast. Malik nearly throws a rock at it. The Rotom drone zips down the coastline. The boys follow it to a huge sand sculpture, and a glowing panel pops out. When the panel pops out, they're given their first riddle. I dance over water, yet I cannot swim. I guide sailors home when the night grows dim. Malik snaps his fingers, stating it's the wind. The panel stays red though. Jett then chimes in and says it's the sun, and the panel turns green. The sculpture splits in half, revealing a path that leads inland to a base of rocky hillside. The drone leads them up a stone path towards Cinnabar's natural hot springs. Steam rises everywhere, and another glowing panel appears beside a bubbling spring. Riddle 2. I bow without a flame, I roar without a voice. I rise from the earth, but fall from the sky. What am I? Malik states this one's definitely the wind. The panel turns red yet again. Jett raises his hand and gets his steam. The panel turns green, and the steam parts, revealing a narrow ascending trail straight towards the volcano's lower cliffs. Malik glares at Jett. They reach the jagged rocks at the edge of the volcano. Malik wipes sweat from his forehead. The Rotom drone projects a large final panel onto the rock wall. Riddle 3. My heart sleeps beneath the island's skin. I wake only in fury. I build mountains but destroy them too. Malik's eyes widened. A volcano. The panel bursts into flame and vanishes, revealing a carved staircase spiraling up the side of the volcano. Final destination, Volcano Summit. Malik pumps his fists. I got one. The drone congratulates him. Malik 1 point, Jett 2 points. Malik, please try harder. Malik nearly tackles the drone. They reach the top where they are taken down through a trap door. They land inside the volcano. Blaine says that now they've beaten his quiz, he will allow Malik to battle him. Malik stepped forward and sent out Nova, and Blaine opened with Magcargo. The battle began immediately as Magcargo released a lava plume, sending a wave of fire erupting across the field. Nova leapt to the side. Nova retaliated with a Shadow Ball. The dark sphere blasted against Magcargo's rocky shell. Magcargo answered with Rock Slide, summoning a shower of boulders that crashed down towards Nova. A sudden flamethrower forced Nova off balance. It countered with a combination of Quick Attack and to Bite, slamming into Magcargo before sinking its teeth into the heated shell. He released quickly from the intense heat, but landed enough damage to stagger the snail. Magcargo attempted to charge up Overheat. Nova launched a Swift that struck before Magcargo could unleash its attack. The barrage forced Magcargo to collapse, unable to continue. Nova shook the soot from its fur. Malik gave him a brief, proud nod before calling him back. Blaine sent out Ninetales, and Malik responded by sending out Gaia. Ninetales fired a precise flamethrower. Gaia braced, taking the hit while holding firm. She answered immediately with Rock Throw. Ninetales darted aside and retaliated with Extra Sensory. The psychic force shoved Gaia back across the arena floor. Gaia dug her hands into the ground and pushed off, launching another wave of Rock Throw. This time, her attack struck clean, forcing Ninetales to stumble. Both Pokemon paused, breathing heavily into heat. Ninetales fired an Energy Ball. Gaia began to roll forward, preparing a rollout, but the Energy Ball landed first. sending her spinning off course. She hit the ground hard. She looked back at Malik and sees the determination in his eyes to win. And then, the light faded, revealing Graveler, heavier and more powerful than before. Ninetales attempted a quick flamethrower, but Gaia held her ground and pushed through it with surprising force. She tucked into a tight sphere, using Rollout. The first hit knocked Ninetales off balance. Second hit launched it forward, third hit landed with overwhelming power. Ninetales hit the ground and didn't rise. Malik celebrates as he wins his third gym badge. He would go onto the battlefield to hug Gaia, but he would rather not risk his life by falling into hot lava. Later that day, Malik catches up with Sky and Luther, just as the SS Anne anchored just off the coast of Cinnabar Island. Malik, Sky, and Luther and others board the ship ready for the ride, but more importantly, the contest aboard the SS Anne. The stage was set, decorations in place, and everything seemed ready for a spectacular event. After waiting for a couple hours, it was time. Up first, from Viridian City's Indigo Academy, it's Luther. The crowd murmurs in anticipation. Luther walks onto the stage gracefully. He lifts his arm, and 3 Pokeballs float upward, in perfect sequence. Growlithe, Mr. Mime, and Jigglypuff are sent out. The contest begins. Jigglypuff begins to sing, but not to put anyone to sleep. Her lullaby is melodic, like a lullaby from a dream. Mr. Mime sets up a light screen, and Growlithe uses Fire Spin to destroy it. When the light screen breaks, sparkles shimmer all around Jigglypuff. The psychic sparkles around her turn into notes that are visible. Malik and Sky watch amazed. Growlithe then responds to Luther's telekinetic commands and breathes out a slow flamethrower directly upward. All 3 Pokemon bow in perfect unison as the embers fade and the music softly ends. Silence. Then, an explosion. Audience members rise to their feet. Some are stunned to silence. The judges exchange looks of awe. Luther turns to the crowd and bows, one hand over his chest. His team joined him in bowing. Luther gets off the stage just in time for the next contestant. And now from the Kalos region, known for his artistic flair and signature beauty, please welcome Estefan. The crowd cheers. Estefan is known among coordinators as a perfectionist and a true performer. He steps onto the stage. With a dramatic sweep of his hand, Estefan tosses 3 Pokeballs into the air. Pyroar lands first. Melodic then appears, and Roserade lands in a bow. The crowd is immediately captivated by this. Pyroar opens with Will-O-Wisp, sending a ring of flames that spiral across the stage. Milotic responds with Surf, but not as a wave. Instead, she releases a slow spiral of water that rises upward, catching the wisps and turning them into glowing steam clouds, creating a mist that floats over the audience. Roserade spins and launches a magical leaf upwards. The leaves glide through the mist, changing colors as they shimmer greens to violets to deep blues, like a fireworks show. Estefan steps forward and bows, his 3 Pokemon beside him. Stunned silence, then thunderous applause. Even Luther, watching from backstage, raised an eyebrow, clearly impressed. Estefan offers the judge a charming smile and a confident wink. After all the contestants do their performances, Malik and Sky go backstage and see Luther. They compliment him. He thanks his friends, but it's interrupted as he's called for the battle round. Malik tells Luther to remember everything they've done previously. Luther says he will, and Sky tells him to break a leg, as Luther returns to the stage. The contest stage has shifted. The field is now a battlefield. Luther steps forward, calm and collected. Opposite of him is a trainer from Hoenn, Orlando. This is a contest battle. Luther of Viridian versus Orlando of Petalburg. Let the performance begin. Luther sends out Mr. Mime, and Orlando sent out Chandelure. Chandelure wastes no time and fires Shadow Ball. Luther doesn't flinch and stays silent as Mr. Mime throws up a reflect barrier. The Shadow Ball bounces off and disperses into sparkles. Luther's first appeal points gained. Mr. Mime retaliates with Psybeam. He curves it upwards into the air. The beam splits like a prism, raining sparks down around Chandelure's, turning the battlefield into a light show. Orlando smirks. Chandelure begins spinning in place, using Will-O-Wisps to release dozens of flames, causing many explosions in the air. The crowd gasps. Orlando's counterattack is also a spectacle, and the judges nod with interest. But Luther is already ahead. Mr. Mime slaps the floor with both hands, and a lavender mist appears on the battlefield. It's misty terrain. The misty and terrain and will-o-wisps create an eerie atmosphere. Chandelure attempts a fire blast, cutting through the mist, but Mr. Mime throws up a psychic barrier. But rather than block, he curves it, redirecting the fire blast in a spiral. The flames loop around and explode above the battlefield. Mr. Mime follows up with Psychic, lifting the lingering will-o-wisps and turning them into spinning orbs, orbiting Chandelure before slamming them into it. Chandelure hits the ground, unable to rise. Chandelure is unable to battle. The winner is Luther and Mr. Mime. The crowd erupts as Luther has now won. After Estefan's battle, which he had won, it's on to the finals with Luther versus Estefan. The moment you've all been waiting for, our final match. From Viridian City, the graceful Luther. From Kalos, the brilliant Estefan. Let the final contest battle begin. Estefan starts strong. Roserade launches a magical leaf, and Milotic fires a water pulse, the wave hitting the leaves and scattering them across the field like glowing blossoms. Luther counters stylishly. Growlithe spins through the mist with Fire Spin, which scatters the glowing leaves, while Jigglypuff floats behind, using Sing to wrap the flames in a soft melody. Judges begin awarding points on both sides. Milotic lets out an Aqua Ring, surrounding her and Roserade. Roserade uses a magical leaf into the Aqua Ring, and causes a beautiful mix of the two elements. Estefan commands Milotic to release the combined attack with Hydro Pump. He does so, but Growlithe dodges using Fire Spin to spin around the Hydro Pump, slamming into Milotic. Roserade darts forward, launching a Poison Jab, but Growlithe intercepts mid-air with a leaping Flame Wheel, clashing in an explosion. Both Pokemon land on opposite sides of the field, breathing heavily. Jigglypuff and Milotic exchange attacks, disarming Voice versus Ice Beam, and for a moment it looks even. Then Estefan smirks. Milotic, Twister. Roserade, Solar Beam. A vortex begins to stir. Roserade charges up a beam in the Eye of the Storm. It's a classic combo. Beauty meets power. Luther's eyes narrow. He reaches into his coat and removes a small box. This is it. Inside, a firestone hits the light. He tosses the stone in the air, and Growlithe leaps and catches it in his jaws. A flash erupts across the field. An Arcanine emerges. He lands with a thunderous roar that sends shockwaves across the field, blocking back Roserade's Solar Beam before it can fire. Luther's appeal points spike. Growlithe evolved into Arcanine mid-performance. Estefan is stunned, but not finished. Milotic lashes out with Hydro Pump, but Arcanine blasts back with a new move, Flare Blitz, which charges through the torrent, which causes it to turn into steam. Jigglypuff floats in behind him and lets out a sing, amplified by the heat around Arcanine's body. Roserade stumbles, entranced. Now Luther commands with perfect timing. Arcanine launches a Fire Blast. The move is beautiful and devastating. It explodes in the shape of a flaming rose, ironically poetic. Roserade and Milotic both fall back, unable to continue. Luther wins the SSN contest. The crowd erupts. Cheers, applause, flashbulbs. Arcanine rears back and lets out a triumphant roar. Estefan walks forward, his expression disappointed but respectful. They shake hands, and Luther accepts the SSN contest ribbon, holding it high as Jigglypuff and Arcanine pose at his side. After the contest, Malik and Sky celebrate with Luther. They compliment him. Malik even states he was on the edge of his seat the entire time, which is surprising since Malik fell asleep at the ballet in Cerulean City. But the moment's ruined when suddenly the ship rocks. Everyone goes to the deck, and the passengers all look out to see something emerging from the volcano. It's Moltres, the legendary Pokemon. As Moltres flies up, lava follows and starts dripping down the mountain. The ship's crew does all they can to escort the residents of Cinnabar onto the SSN. After a long time of wrangling the islanders, the ship speeds away from the island. Everyone on the ship watches as Cinnabar Island burns.